There's this new show. It's called Cleveland. It's by the makers of Family Guy and American Dad. And before that show ever started, I knew it could not possibly be funny. I was completely convinced that it could not possibly be funny. Maybe I'm somehow wrong, because maybe it is funny because it's not funny on purpose, and maybe and so that would make it funny somehow. So maybe the show actually is funny because it's unfunny on purpose. But never mind that. The point is, I knew that show could not be funny. I hadn't seen one episode, and it turns out people don't like it, and they call it not funny. Cleveland, people don't find Cleveland funny. That appears to be a fact. Now, how did I know it could not be funny? How did I know that? Why was I so convinced that Cleveland could not possibly be funny? Well, I knew it because in the United States of 2009, a satirical program that involves African Americans cannot possibly be funny. Because, well, what do you think that is? Well, in the American climate of political correctness, it would be downright impossible, because the whole idea of satire and comedy, well, it involves, it has to be somewhat malicious. Comedy and satire usually are. But that would never be tolerated toward African American people in the United States, because they have to get extra treatment, you know. In the United States, if you're an African American or the group as a whole, they get extra treatment, and there will not be a show that will be so satirical as it would be about white people, about African Americans. If anyone ever made such a show with such bright satire about African American people, satire that would point to reality, or to the reality of that specific group, it would never be tolerated. You can do malicious satire about white people in the United States anytime, but not about African American people. It is completely against the rules. It would never ever be tolerated. If it's real satire, it doesn't have any chance of being tolerated by society, and especially by the African American community. They just would. Well, because satire is supposed to look through things and to see things. Well, and if anybody did this with African American people, I'm afraid the result wouldn't be that great. And, well, sorry about that. And nobody would ever accept it. You know, you can be so malicious about white people. The results about white American people that come from satire are not so positive either, obviously, as you can see from Family Guy or American Dad. But if you ever had such a satire about African Americans, that really looked through the matter and really saw things, not a chance in the world.